talking to you from my bed. So, yay! I just wanted to give a little, I don't know, like update again. Sunday is Father's Day, and we haven't hung out with our dad since Christmas, which I realize now that that's kind of weird apparently, but that's just been our normal. I've gone much farther, like much longer without talking to my dad. But the littles have been causing a ruckus, obviously, because trauma stuff. And Sarah, well, she's an age slider, so she is a little and a teenager, but she's been heavily active and stuff. So, um, it's not just like seeing my dad, it's also like relationships in general, like romantic and like friendships and stuff. It's really hard to communicate for us in a productive way that's not meant to be like mean. I have a really hard time expressing my emotions that's not anger. Anger just comes so naturally to most of us in the system that it's very hard when we get upset or trying to assert ourselves. We don't know how to assert ourselves in a way that is not mean, I guess. So we've been having issues with splitting, and well, I should say, I've been having issues with like splitting in the terms of BPD splitting, not the fragmented part splitting. My therapist says I don't have full blown BPD. I do have traits, but that I'm going to live with those traits for the rest of my life. And I definitely do have those splitting behaviors with um, everyone in my life. And the people who get it the worst are my two partners, honestly. If you hear that roaring, it's the AC. I'm right next to it. But it's just the littlest things upset me, and it's getting so hard and so annoying. Not just like for the people who have to deal with me, but for myself too. Because I'm aware of what's happening. I finally got to this point that I'm aware of when I'm splitting and everything, and I hate it. It was easier to not be aware, obviously, but being aware brings on so much more guilt, and I feel things like 1000. And I've always, like, since like stopping self-harm, like, emotions are just hard. They are so big and they take up so much space, and it feels like my soul has no space, and that's what's filled in my body is just really anger and sadness. I don't feel much joy, honestly, and the only type of joy I get is from other people. Like if I'm talking to like my partners and stuff, or if people are giving me like attention, that's when I like feel happy and seen and heard. But then it just out of the blue takes a downward spiral, and then someone could say this the littlest thing that's off, and it's like it upsets me, and I feel like everyone around me is walking on eggshells, and I hate that because I know what it's like to walk on eggshells. But I also realize that people are going to make me upset, but it's my responsibility of how I act and how I choose to react and respond to things. And no one can really help me. They can only support me, but I have to do the fixing, and that's what sucks. Because even though stuff happen to me and there's no reason for it, it's still my responsibility to heal and move forward with my life. I'm really excited. Well, I guess excited is the word to start intensive treatment. But I'm hoping someone on the team can do EMDR because I really need to get through some of this trauma stuff. I don't want to go inpatient at all. But it's just so hard to deal with things. And I'm really hoping that this intensive program does help, you know. My physical health is just frustrating. Me and my boyfriend finally bought a shower chair and a detachable shower head so I can actually clean myself. I think it's been about 2 weeks since I showered, and I haven't went this long in a hot minute without showering. But I physically can't because if I stand up for too long or if I move a certain way, I get really dizzy. And I don't know if it's my blood pressure or what's causing the dizziness because I've always had these dizzy spells, but I didn't know that was like a concern. Because when you live with a parent who doesn't take their own health seriously, how are you able to learn to take yours seriously? And also, my normal is definitely not normal. And I use that word like, what is acceptable, I guess. Because the things I lived through and the normal I had was not acceptable. Like, if CPS and people really knew what had happened to me, and my brother would have been taken a very long time ago. But somehow, along the way, school system has failed me and my brother. Adults outside of our family have failed us and everything, so. And DSS themselves have failed us, so. But I haven't showered in about 2 weeks, and it's really making me upset. But I've been having these dizzy spells, and they've gotten a lot worse over time. But I'm still at the same weight that I was. So I don't think that's the issue. Like, I even have to, like, when I'm using the bathroom, have to wipe a certain way so I don't get dizzy. And I'm trying to drink as much water as I can, and I'm trying to eat even though it's bothering me. Like, with food, when I become aware of what I'm eating and everything, it bothers me so much. But yeah, it's when I become really aware of food that it really bothers me and stuff, so I try not to be aware of it. But I have to be, but I kind of don't. I don't know. But yeah, life sucks big dookies right now. And I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I'm scared because I'm going alone because my peer support can't be there, and I'm really worried that the doctor is not going to take me seriously again. So I don't know. It's Future Max who went to the doctor today, like I said in the last clip. I thought that was going to be the end of the video, but I figured no, it would be best to film after my doctor's appointment too, so I just don't leave it, I guess. Went to the doctor alone, like I said, and again, she tried to rush me. She said we only have a 20-minute appointment, so now I'm going every month instead of every 3 months because stuff keeps piling on. I've never had 20-minute doctor's appointments. They've always been at 45 to an hour. So I'm not sure why she has told me this. This is the second time. She just kind of rushed me out the door. Which I don't like, but she did She did do a full thyroid panel, or I hope she did, because I did tell her, I was like, you test for the T3 and T4, but you don't do a full thyroid panel. I've never had a full thyroid panel, so she's going to check for any antibodies or whatever they need for the thyroid, because been having all these issues. She did say it did sound because my hypothyroidism got out of control again. I didn't have my medicine for 2 days and it shot up back to 12, which is really bad. That was a miscommunication on both of our parts. She didn't want to refill my medicine. It could have been refilled, but she just decided not to because she thought it was a checkup when 6 months is the checkup, not 5 months. So she withheld my medicine and didn't refill it until then, which I thought was kind of fucked up because it was only 5 months and usually 6 months is when they recheck. So now I'm on 200 microgram mcgs or whatever of levothyroxine. So she said she wanted to say, well, she did say, like, it wouldn't change anything if you do have Hashimoto's, but I want to know so I can, if I do have Hashimoto's, other than medication wise, what can I do to help that, like my food and stuff. And like, food is my biggest enemy. So if I do have Hashimoto's, that can help some, teach me what I need to be doing, what I don't need to be doing. But she did tell me that all my symptoms that I thought, was like, do I have Hashimoto's or whatever, sounds like hypothyroidism. I'm not quite sure what exactly what exactly Hashimoto's. I don't like researching. I don't like trying to seek answers from the internet because I've heard doctors don't like that, so I just don't do it, and I think that might be damaging myself. But also, I don't want to say I have this and I have this and when I don't, and it's not really that big a deal, you know what I mean? Even my diagnosis stuff, I really don't like to research and things, because I think I might have autism, but I don't know, because I have ADHD, and I had the traits of BPD, but there's just so much, and no professional has told me that they thought I had autism, but there's so much I relate to people who are autistic. My partner is going through that assessment right now, and we're very similar in a lot of ways, and they think I'm autistic, so I don't know. Again, there's so much overlap with BPD and so much overlap with ADHD, BPD, bipolar, and autism. There's just so much. Anyway, that's why I don't like researching, because I do have that, like, no sense of identity, so it's like, I don't want to make up things, if you know what I mean. I don't want to make something up that's not there, So, but I really do think I might have Hashimoto's, because this has been over the years. I've seen people who have also hypothyroidism and PCOS be diagnosed later on with Hashimoto's and stuff, and I'd have both. I have PCOS and hypothyroidism, and I think Hashimoto's is like that type of, like, I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. So she did do a full thyroid panel. She is sending me to an allergenist, or whatever they're called, a special allergy specialist, and see what I'm allergic to, which would be good, because there's a lot of food that I can't eat, so that would be good to know what I am allergic to. And I'll be doing allergy shots probably, which I'm fine with. Still haven't showered. I just noticed my hair, so that's why I said that. My shower chair did come. I haven't put it together yet because I'm waiting for my boyfriend. I did put the shower head together and it worked, and I was like, God, do I suffer? And I don't want to fall if I try to take a shower, you know what I mean? She said my dizziness sounds like dehydration with the addition of my blood pressure medicines. So we'll try it. And she is, I don't know if she prescribed something else along with the famotidine for my GERD, because I told her the NSAIDs plus the gabapentin helped me a lot. I mean, it kind of puts a little dent in like the weather stuff, because usually if it's just the gabapentin, weather, regardless of how much I take of the gabapentin, nothing helps when we have awful weather like we have been. And the combinations of the NSAIDs and the gabapentin really help. And I told her, is there something we could do? And she prescribed another thing to, something inhibitor. I can't remember. Is it Prolact? I don't know. As to go alongside her the GERD. Yay! I told her, like, usually when my hemorrhoids act up is when I have my period and I'm having diarrhea a lot. And she seemed kind of shocked by that, so I don't know. And I told her, and well, I showed her like what my feces look like and stuff. Not like she did a diagram and I pointed it out. She said, that's a normal poop. I was like, I guess because it's so irritated. And I didn't say this, but I was thinking about it on the way home. I have anal trauma. So I wonder if it just feels really painful because of, you know, the trauma that happened plus the hemorrhoids being irritated and everything. And that's why a normal poop hurts so bad. Yeah. I just wanted to update you on that and not leave you hanging. I do feel a little bit better today. I listened to Young Gravy on the way home. I forgot how much this music slaps. And I don't know if I think Young Gravy is hot, or do I want to become Young Gravy? Do I want to become Young Gravy? Probably. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening to me, and I hope that you know that you are very loved and you are very valid, and I really hope you keep on keeping on.